What's up YouTube, Josiah Martin here. My parents and I left Alaska almost 2 weeks ago, and now we've been traveling through Europe, seeing the sights and exploring the country. This is our second day in Switzerland, and although the weather isn't great and it's raining, we're gonna go look around and explore a little bit of the town. Our local tour guide for today is Hannes. He's gonna show us around the town. So Hannes turned this Connex into a little studio for his dad, who's a musician and teaches lessons here in Switzerland. They had this huge gong in there. It was awesome, made such cool sounds. Alright, so now we're just gonna walk down towards downtown. Bunch of really cool old buildings in the city center, so we're gonna go check them out. It's the red place. Everything's red. So we're walking down the streets of St. Gallen here in Switzerland. Kind of made it to the old district, cobblestone streets, bunch of old beautiful architecture. So Sunday Mass was just about to start, so no sightseeing, but anyway, just a quick peek in that church is just amazing. It was super big and just the grandeur of it all. The bells are just going crazy right now, reminding everyone that it's time for church. So this building has been standing behind me since 1552. In Alaska, the leaves have been off the trees for over a month now. But over here, still beautiful fall colors. So as I mentioned, today's Sunday, so a lot of the stores and museums that we would have liked to check out are all closed, but that's okay. We're gonna head back to Hannes' house and cook up some lunch, and then go check out some more cool old buildings. We just made it back to our awesome Indy camper van, getting into the car where it's warmer and much more dry. Man, it has been raining all day on us, which makes it quite difficult to vlog. So we came back to the house, ate a delicious homemade Swiss meal, and now we are headed over to Hannes' parents' house. They live in this 400-year-old building, so we're gonna go over and get the grand tour of this really old building. People were much shorter 500 years ago.
It's like this, and we have rooms. High man, it's very
wealthy.
Yeah. And then it came down. It came down into where here lived poor people, very poor people.
Interesting. Interesting.
And so we're still poor.
But happy, right?
But we are happy, yes.
So some of this house has been redone and remodeled, but this room is an original room. All the wood in here is all 500 years old. It's very cool to experience this old house. Finally found a room I can stand up in. This has been very cool getting to tour this old building. Hannes' parents are just super nice, showing us around, telling stories of growing up here. So I guess this building was built in 1512, so over 500 years old. And of course there's been some remodels and stuff to it, but there's a lot of the original building still here. It's just crazy because in America there's no building over 200 years old, and this is just way older than anything like that. But yeah, his parents are very hospitable. His mom baked us a cake, so after we finish the tour, we're gonna go back inside and taste some of her home cooking. So here's a good view of the house from outside. Very large. They said it's very atypical to have this big of a building that was this old. So one of a kind. So very close to Hannes' parents' house is a museum that kind of gives some really cool information about like the early settlers that came here to Switzerland. This building is also very old. It's 400 years old. This was one of the first ever fire engines to help stop house fires. This was a typical sized bed back in the day. Would not get a very good night's sleep in this tiny bed. This super old loom made some incredibly fine fabric back in the day.
Product.
Pretty neat to reflect back on how people used to live without electricity and cell phones. Alright, now that we're done with the museum, we're going to head back to Hannes' parents' house and get into some of that cake. Hey, we're back! This is real coffee.
It's real coffee.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye.
Well, we had a very enjoyable time getting to know Hannes' parents, eating some delicious food, and now we are headed back to Hannes' house to call it a day. We made it back to the home. Well guys, there you have it. Another day finished here in Switzerland. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I know it wasn't some big adventure in the Swiss Alps, but when it's downpouring all day, there's not many options that you have. Next video is going to be better, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and we'll see you guys then. Later.